Well, hello garden lovers. This is a very exciting day in Joe's country garden. Oh, can you hear that? Can you hear that? Yeah, there's going to be sound issues today because there's chainsaws going. It's all action. I've got Joe working here. Who doesn't love a Joe? Come on, what a great name, Joe. I've got Joe, and then I've also got George and Ed. George Hyde Tree Services, getting to work on the trees, which is great. You know, opening out views. There's dead wood in oaks. There's a hedge that needs to come out completely. There's some aesthetic sort of faffing, tree faffing, which I'm going to do, which is why I'm here for the next couple of days. I'm working, but I'm also popping out to annoy them on a regular basis. These guys were here a couple of years ago and took out a huge amount of stuff in one corner mainly, and felled a western red cedar which they planked on site. If you haven't seen that video, it's just go back and see them planking this timber on site, which is now seasoned, dried out, and I've made a bench in my boot room for it myself, and it's looking quite good. But anyway, this is the sort of thing that I really enjoy, but also helps move the garden on, and is going to let more light through into certain areas of the garden. So it's also good for the planting, but it's also beautiful aesthetically because the light, I mean, it's a bit of a dull, cloudy day today, but the light in this garden is magical. It's one of the every time I came and saw the house, it was like the light coming through the woodland, or the light setting behind the hills, or whatever it was just absolutely magical. So I'm playing with the light, playing with trees. It's beyond me, all this tree surgery. If you're going to get tree surgeons in, arboriculturalists for advice, make sure you get good ones. There's the Arboricultural Association. It's well worth a Google. These guys really know what they're doing, and I really like working with them. So far so good. Joe's down there with the big hawthorn, and so yeah, the view to the hills beyond, which is a beautiful hill. This is sort of like finesse tree surgery. I want to try and keep the shape of it, keep the character of it, but take it away from the pylon. And then also, yeah, it's gone a bit, it's also, that's the solar over there, so we want to take some of that off because it's shading it out. So I'm thinking that we just sort of take it up. It's got a split in it as well, isn't it? It looks like an old split. That is not a new split. Joe, we got to go right back.
Coming right in.
You're coming right in. I mean, I don't know if you want to just lighten the load a bit, but
Coming in.
I mean, yeah, even further.
Oh really?
Yeah, yeah. I want to go up to the box almost. He's done a really good job. There's a box behind there, and then obviously there's also a stay there, and that elder has grown back. And it's funny because someone said, oh, just coppice it, cut it really hard back, but no, I don't want to do that. It's adding so much, that hawthorn. And yeah, it's got a split in it, it's been cut, it's been seen all sorts over the years, but are they tough or what? So, I'll tell you what, from my sofa inside, I'm going to get that view, opening that view out. Sorry, mate. It's funny, this hawthorn, because it's from here it looks really three-dimensional, but then you come out the side here and this is where the guys from National Grid just come and sort of chop it out the way really. And then if you end up around here, it's basically become really flat and two-dimensional because they have to keep it 2 meters away from those pylons, so they just come and hack through there. You know, they're not really sort of, you know, aesthetically interested in what it looks like from my side, but then from my house side it does look really splayed out. You can see what George and Ed are up to. So they're taking some of that beech off there. Oh, looks like they're logging it all up for me as well. So this is the same principle. Opening out that view. So that branch, well, they've got it down. That was running along there really low. Oh, look at that. It's just already looking great. Look at that. Yeah, and these are the views from down here. It's really late autumn this year, isn't it? It's been so dry and mild. That's why we can't do the apples. I mean, they're absolutely dripping in apples, but they're just so dense because they were spur pruned for many years to produce more fruit. I mean, how much fruit do you want? How much fruit do you need? So I want to try and get them into a really beautiful aesthetic shape, like a nice vase shape. They've got fabulous vase shapes throughout. Excuse the rubble in the background. That's all going to get covered. I've got 3, 4 of these trees, but we're going to leave them. It's too early. They need to have dropped their leaves really. We're looking at doing them in January and February. So with this big oak, it's got a tree preservation order on it, which means that you need permission to do any work whatsoever. So if you're in a conservation area or you've got specific tree preservation orders on specific trees, as I have with 2 oaks over there, this oak and a beech, you must get permission. So I wrote in and said that I wanted to, there's some dangling branches, a little bit dangerous, there's some dead wood that needs cleaning up because otherwise it can die back into the main trunk, and just needs a little bit of work on it, and they usually get back to you within 6 weeks, and I've got 2 years to do that work from getting the permission. So all good. Always check because you might need permission on any tree work you do. I am using the byproducts of obviously, you know, what we're taking off. So it's not just the logs that I can use in the wood burner once they've dried out nicely, but they're also chipping anything else. So I'm getting a lot of this sort of stuff. Lovely chip bark, and we're leaving piles of it around the garden, basically where they're working. I don't want to start barrowing it around and shifting it around too much or getting them to do any of that. I want to keep them on the trees, but I'm going to use it as a mulch, as a soil conditioner. Last time they left really big piles of it and I've used it all. I'm going to mulch over the tumps with it. It retains moisture, so it's really good. It breaks down, and also it's just a general soil improver actually. And so nothing is going to waste whatsoever. And in fact, I'm sort of saving money really, because I'm paying for these guys, but what I'm getting from them is also, you know, some material that I can use, logs and chippings. So in a way, they're paying for themselves. It's one way of looking at it, isn't it? There's an old birch coming in out here. It's dead, completely dead. I'm standing well back because they're guiding it through these trees with precision. So it's tied onto the chipper. And they're going to drop it right in this gap. Right. Cutting a wedge out. Taking the wedge out. Tension on the rope. And I cut it through the back. Pulling it over. Oh, here we go. Oh, Jesus. Oh, well. Got a rose. That rose needed a bit of pruning anyway. Is it rotten?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, rotten. So this is inside the living room, and this is the landscape I'm working with, and then that I now feel so much more connected to that beautiful hill beyond, and there's the box setting the telegraph pole. But I've got a view under it and sort of to the side of it, which is really lovely. And then also, this is where, right through, that's into the woodland. That's the winter flowering cherry. That's a load of brambles. Through, you see that really black, that black bit right at the back there. That's this dense hedge that's been hacked about, and anyway, I want to get some light coming through there to extend that view. That's where the morning light comes up. That's east facing on the eastern boundary, so the morning light will sort of put shafts of light through into the woodland area. So yeah, they're getting on with the hedge. I'm going to move away because of the sound, really. I know you want to be able to hear my dulcet tones, but that hedge is, yeah, absolutely knackered. It's basically, there's a big, beautiful big lime tree in there, and there's another oak at the back there as well, and the hedge must have been planted, I don't know, I'm taking a guess, maybe 20 years ago, 25 years ago, to screen from the fields beyond. But I'm taking it right down to the ground and going to use the timber for firewood. Yeah, I mean, the rationale is, okay, if I cut it hard back, it might regenerate and I might get a new hedge there. But do I really want a leylandii hedge there? No. So do I want a hedge there? Well, I might want a hedge there in the future. I don't think so, but I don't want that hedge there. So I'm taking it out. If I need to put a hedge back in the future, or something happens in that field where I want to screen it off or something, I'll put a different hedge. But that hedge is definitely the wrong one. So it's all coming out. It's all coming out. Well, I haven't been out here for a few moments. I've been doing a planting plan, stuck in front of the computer. You all know I'd much rather be out here getting stuck in. It's looking good. That's looking really good. Look at that lovely pile of chippings as well. Now, those Amelanchias behind, the orangey ones, are fabulous. I've got to say. We're going to take some of those lower branches off here as well. Some of those lower branches, open it out a little bit. And that's opening up lovely through there, isn't it? Beautiful. Let's go and have a little, let's go and see them. They've been there for a few hours now. It's a big job. It's a big old job. These 2 winter flowering cherries. The medlar. There's a ginkgo here, very randomly sort of planted ginkgo. But wow, that's really coming on. Looking great. It really is. Bloody hard work. Bloody hard work. Some lovely plants in there, planted by the previous owner who owned that field. I hope they stay there. Controlled fell, they call that. So, the idea of this is to open out that view to the hills from this lovely seating spot. So we've got the birch there. Oh, and there's a cryptomeria, the evergreen is there. There's a willow behind there that we're going to take down very low, and that'll just come back again. But the first thing to do is trim out all the brambles. Yeah, there's a really nice rose in there, there's an elder in there, there's some laurel in there. The elder I'll just take down to the ground and then just let it grow up again, which is quite nice. Wow, he's doing a good job. He's only been there about 10 minutes. Right, so it's mid-afternoon, day 2 in the Big Brother household. And now it's all hands on deck to open out this view. And we've decided to take the willow right down to the ground, coppice it, it will come back, and everything else pretty much coming out. So here we've got, yes, so basically we've got a rose in there, there's elder in there, but underneath there's so much old dead wood and dry wood and sort of brown wood and stuff that it really is a nightmare. So we've made an executive decision, haven't we, chaps?
Indeed.
To go, what do you say, go in?
Going ham. We're going in.
Going ham, we're going in ham. Is that rude?
I think it's ham-fisted. It's like going in hams without caring.
Oh, okay, all right, as long as... okay.
We're going and we're not going to pay attention.
I don't know, this must be a Dorset term I've never heard about. We're piling in.
Yeah, we're going in.
We're piling in, right?
Yeah.
So basically we're just going to pretty much cut this almost to the ground, and then the rose will regenerate, and then I'll sort of do something around it. At least I'll be able to see everything, but I think at the moment I just can't work with that. I can't work with that. And then if you guys leave me, it's going to stay like that for years. Well, I've been away for a few days, planting up a job. And yeah, the day I turned up was the day the tree surgeons turned up in the garden next door, taking down a couple of really big overgrown trees, actually. But the noise, I've been surrounded by chainsaws for days now, so it's just so nice to come back to a bit of peace and quiet. And it's morning. I haven't even had my coffee yet, but I thought I'd get out here because the light is really lovely. I keep banging on about the light and these views that they've opened up. That's the hawthorn behind me. And it's just, it's like waking up to, well, not a whole new garden, but you know, a different garden. It's got a different feel. And I've definitely made the right decisions. Thank you guys. Got to say, all that hard work, all that knowledge, and really got stuck in. And I'm so pleased with the result. This is the end of the garden here now. So that's the rose, that massive rose. That's the massive rose. There's still a little bit of hedging to take out there. That's pretty much dead, that hedge, so I can do that easily. I'm gonna have a bit of a bonfire and burn all that stuff. But there's also an old bed in there, so there's a bit of metal work they didn't want to get too close to with their chainsaws. Perfectly understand, fair enough. And then here behind me, we've still got the birch and the Cryptomeria japonica, and I'm going to lay that hedge down this winter because there's a lot of blackthorn in there. Get stuck into that. I've got all winter to do it, no crazy rush. It's before the birds' nesting season. I've got lots of logs to sort out. Should have really got them under cover as quickly as possible because now they're a bit wet. But look behind me. Ooh. Oh, I just love it. Just love it. It gives the definition of all the trees now in the woodland. And this is the morning light streaming through. And at this time of year, it really is lovely. It's gorgeous. And I've opened up some of these pathways through to the woodland now, so it just feels a lot more open. It feels a lot more accessible. Without that really dark backdrop behind, you can see it, but it also feels a bit more connected to the garden as a whole, because it was very much sort of over there, the woodland. And if you remember, there were railway sleepers as a physical divide between here and the other side, because it was part of a croquet lawn thing going on over there. But I've opened this out, and also I want to plant some trees into the other part of the garden so that it just feels more sinuous, more fluid. And yeah, and you just really get to see each of these trees individually now. I've got some amazing, beautiful trees. You know, you couldn't plant these and enjoy them in a lifetime. Of course, we've got to keep planting trees, but to have this maturity in the garden, and these trees that were planted, you know, some of them, I don't know, hundreds of years ago, 100 or 150 years ago or something. It's just brilliant. And these long shadows at this time of year. I look rather pleased with myself, don't I? Because I am. Lovely. So yeah, there's still quite a lot of work to do. Got to move the logs. Going to let the chippings rot down a little bit, and I'll use them as a mulch. But that is a couple of fabulous days' work in Joe's country garden. I better leave it there, really. Rambling on again as usual. Oh, I know what it is. It's time for a cup of coffee. Yeah. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.